everyone, and welcome back to the Smile Code, the podcast where your smile becomes your superpower and your authenticity is your wealth. I'm your host, Dr. Esi Quaidoo, or Esi as many of you know me, and today's episode is an unfiltered heart-to-heart about something more valuable than money, than fame, than success, and that is integrity. And by integrity, I don't mean the kind of integrity where you perform when people are watching. But I'm talking about the deep inner alignment that whispers, I'm proud of who I am when no one's around. So let's dive into the quiet currency that changes everything. So let's start off by talking about the invisible wealth of being aligned. And what if I told you the most magnetic people on the planet, the ones who light up rooms, who attract opportunities and exude peace, aren't the loudest, richest, or most followed? They're the most aligned people. Integrity is what happens when your thoughts, your words, and your actions all line up with your inner truth. And it's not really about being perfect or perfection. It's about being congruent. Congruence is a real powerful thing. It has a frequency that others can feel. We've all had those moments where we compromise ourselves to be accepted or to be liked or chosen, only to feel the ache of self-betrayal later. In contrast, when you choose truth, even when it's inconvenient, something powerful happens inside. Your self-respect multiplies. And with it, your true wealth begins to grow, and to grow exponentially. So let's talk about how we leak power by living out of alignment. Let's talk about energy leaks for a minute. These happen every time you say yes, when your soul screams no. Every time you smile to keep the peace, but you're dying inside. Every time you overextend to prove your worth. You're trading power for approval. Now, force, like we discussed last week, is often what we use when we're not in integrity. When we're trying to make something happen rather than letting it flow from truth. And of course, here's the kicker. It costs more than it gives. Real power, the kind that lasts, comes from wholeness. And wholeness comes from truth. I'd like to share two really quick short stories here. First one is about a colleague I once knew, brilliant, respected. She was offered a major partnership deal that would have catapulted her visibility into the stratosphere, really. But the terms required her to compromise values she held dear. So she walked away. Everyone thought she was crazy. Until a few months later, a better aligned opportunity showed up that let her lead with integrity and impact. Needless to say, she's now thriving without ever needing to look over her shoulder. Now, the second story is really about me. Years ago, I took on a client I knew was not a good fit. I needed the income, so I ignored my gut. The result? Burnout, frustration, and a reminder that no amount of money is worth compromising your peace. Can you relate? So let's bring it closer to home. Where in your life are you out of sync? And what would it take to return to your truth? So let's take a moment now to pause and reset. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to guide you on an integrity reset meditation. So if you can, gently close your eyes. Make sure you're not driving or doing anything that requires your attention and that you won't be disturbed. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Imagine yourself standing in front of a full-length mirror. Not the one that reflects your body, but the one that reflects your truth. And ask yourself gently, where am I out of alignment? No judgment, just awareness. Now see yourself reclaiming your integrity. Saying no where you need to. Choosing truth where you once stayed silent. Walking in the light of your own smile. Now let that image become your new default. Take another deep breath in and exhale slowly and open your eyes. So, how do we live rich from the inside out? Here's the truth I want to leave you with. You cannot live a rich, fulfilling life while lying to yourself. Integrity isn't just moral, it's magnetic. It draws the right people, the right opportunities, and peace towards you. This week, I invite you to take inventory. Where are you out of sync? And how can you lovingly come back into alignment? Because the smile you wear on the outside will never outshine the truth you ignore on the inside. So let's smile, not for show, but from your soul. Thank you for listening to The Smile Code. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs a gentle nudge back to their truth. So until next time, stay radiant, stay aligned, and smile on, my friends. See you soon.